Okay, how's everybody doing? My name is Kent, and I just wanted to show you a little trick I was thinking about here today while I was watching the Bitcoin price. I made a video earlier today about the Bitcoin price dipping below $40,000, which I think last time I checked is like 39.5. But anyway, I want to show everyone this real quick, so I'm going to change my screen because there's things you got to take in consideration, especially on a very short-term trading basis as far as Bitcoin. I don't think anybody should be in Bitcoin for a day trading deal. Don't ever day trade Bitcoin. You're going to get murdered. You're going to get wrecked, as they say today. Wrecked, totally wrecked day trading Bitcoin. Because a day is like today. This thing falls out of bed this morning, and you don't know what it's going to be in a couple of days. In a couple of days, it could be $44,000. And if you're trying to play day trading Bitcoin, you're going to get. There's just no way you're going to ever figure this thing out. But in my mind, Bitcoin's probably one of the most predictable things you can invest in. That's why I like it so much. I used to be a stockbroker, was a stockbroker for a number of years. I totally lost faith in all equities as far as being a stockbroker was concerned. That's why I got out of the business a long time ago. But, you always had the thing about being a stockbroker is there were always these intangibles that you never knew who knew what person was getting information that you weren't getting. Obviously when you were in a brokerage, certain people had better information than other people. The insiders. Then you have the computer day traders, or the computer traders that were using computer and algorithms to trade stocks. I mean, there was just no way, unless you just put money in and forgot it. And the problem with putting money in and forgetting it, like a Warren Buffett, who basically buys companies that he feels are very solid from the balance sheet standpoint. He just buys companies and holds on to them forever. Of course, the guy's almost 100 years old, so he can hold on to. He's been holding on to some companies forever. But the thing Buffett doesn't compute anymore is the fact that we are in, we have measured inflation and then we have real inflation. Measured inflation is what the government statistics tell us. And then we have the real inflation, which is what the inflation I work with every day and you work with every day when you fill up your tank in your gasoline, or gasoline in your tank, go to the grocery store, buy groceries. That's the real inflation. And these companies that Buffett's invested in over the years haven't kept up with that. So what ends up happening is, as these companies just cannot, Buffett comes in and wrecks a company. He comes in and he just strips the company of all of its assets, sells the assets, and then he just, he makes some money doing that. And then after that, the company goes to hell, which is what happened to the economy. Is it went to hell. It got to the point where the inflation is getting so high, you can't afford to be in business anymore. I mean, you can't afford to operate machinery. You can't afford to hire employees. And the first thing to go is the employees. I mean, that's what Buffett always does. He always cuts the employees. I think when he bought, I think General Foods was it's Kraft, one of those companies, Kraft, when he bought it, first thing he did is he eliminated all the employees, got rid of half the employees or most of the employees. And, he runs, and of course, with technology today, with all the different things you have as far as artificial intelligence and all this stuff, robots now running a lot of warehouse services. You could have autonomous driving here pretty quick. It's easy to cut employees, so you cut employees, but the employees still have to deal with this, and they don't have a job anymore at Kraft, or they don't have a job anymore wherever they were working. So then I got to go out and try and replace that job. And what do? I have to drive Uber or something, or Lyft, or Uber Eats or something like that. And you're just not going to make very much income doing something like that, especially when you're paying for your own gasoline, and you're just getting a small piece of the pie. So maybe be an Amazon truck driver, it just doesn't work. So people are just they're not making it, and that's the direction we're going. We're just going in a direction of a zero economy. And if you think things are going to deflate, nobody in power is going to let deflation come in place, because the way our country works right now is that we continue to increase prices and we continue to increase money because we just can create it by going to the Federal Reserve and borrowing it. And the Federal Reserve gets these IOUs called treasuries, and the government just keeps paying interest on the treasuries, and we just keep going and just keeps on going. It'll go forever. And everybody says, well, we can't do that anymore. That's not sound money. We're going to go collapse. Everybody's going to have to own gold, or we're just going to. My thinking on that is, yes, it will continue to go on, and it's going to go on for a long time, and it's going to increase. So today, used to be in the old day, millionaires were a high number of big figure for someone's wealth. Now it's billionaires is a high figure. It'll become trillionaires here pretty quick. But what's going to end up happening? They'll quit just giving you or going through this traditional finance banking system where you have to get a loan or you have to get a government check, and that all has to be done very, you got to get sent a check. You got to just, all that stuff has to be decided and figured out. There's a lot of procedure involved with that. They're going to go straight to the digital wallet. And what they're going to do in order for people to continue to make their payments and for the government to continue to make payments on their interest debt, they're just going to create a lot of stimulus by digital currency. The digital currency will be your new source of income. When you can't make your rent payment, just apply for some sort of a digital currency stimulus plan, and you're going to get whatever you need, $2,000, $3,000 a month directly into your account, so you can continue to make the payments. Because if you don't make the payments and we go into deflation and things retract, the government people, the people that have the system collapses, the people that are in charge of the system have control of the system, that collapses, they lose their position. The economy collapses, the country collapses, and everything goes backwards. And everything, then we have to start off with ground zero, brand new economy, brand new economic system. That's not going to happen. That's why we're going digital. That's why Bitcoin's such a play right now, because that's the introduction to this digital currency. That's why the Security and Exchange Commission allowed it to happen. That's why the courts allowed it to happen. That's why you got Larry Fink is all excited about getting a digital system in play, because he's gonna make a lot of money, because everything is going to go to an ETF and everything's going to be on the blockchain, and he's going to be the guy bringing this stuff to the public arena. He's going to be the guy that's going to bring the Ethereum blockchain ETF forward. He's going to bring Solana blockchain ETF. Every other one you can think of, the XRP, they're all going to be now in succession start to come public, and this infrastructure is going to start being built out as a digital economy. No more fiat currencies, no more backing of gold, no more gold in the system. Nobody's going to think of gold as, other than a nice gold jewelry I can wear, nice gold chain I can wear. It's not going to be, because it doesn't fit in the economy today. It does not work. It doesn't translate to the internet. It doesn't translate to world currency. It doesn't translate to anything. It's a store of value. And what it's been over the years, it's been a way to measure how much the dollar is devalued. Today, we're going to measure how much the dollar is being devalued by Bitcoin, not by gold, because gold is a commodity. Who knows when we're going to find the next gold mine in the world? They're looking all the time to find that next motherlode gold mine. Maybe they'll find it someplace. But at the end of the day, it's going to be digital currencies. You're going to have a digital wallet. They're not worried about the economy collapsing. They're not worried about inflation. The inflation is fine. In fact, if anything, I don't think the Fed funds, they're not going to lower the interest rates. They're going to keep them high, because that gives them a lot of room to maneuver around in order to control the economy. Going to continue to print money, and it will just be digital instead of fiat, and that's the direction we're going. That's why I see Bitcoin going up really well. So anyway, I'm going to change my screen now that I did all that. Talk to us about some of the other stuff I've got to talk. So today's been a really big day for Bitcoin, and started off today at, see if I can get my right screen there. Okay, there we go. So where are we at today with Bitcoin? Right now, I think we still might be, last time I looked, it was 39.5. So we're now 39.534. So we're just down to the lows of the day. But I want to show you something. Today is January 22nd, and it's 4:03 p.m. in the afternoon. We're Central Pacific Coast time. But this Grayscale Trust, and actually when I started the video this morning, it was like 19. You look at the volume. You got to look at the volume. The volume times the price is how much is being probably sold, because nobody's buying the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, because there's 11 ETFs that would be a better deal than this. So all this volume is probably selling. So you got $30 or 30, what is that? 30 million shares. 30,038,293 shares times the $35 price. So whatever that is volume, and that closed about 5 minutes ago, because this trades at after hours at 6:47 p.m. So let me look at the Grayscale Trust trading hours. So grayscale Bitcoin trading hours from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. standard. So it closes, or Eastern Pacific time. It closes at 4 p.m., but they have after hours till 8 p.m., which is 4 minutes ago. So this thing closed 4 minutes ago. So this volume, let me refresh my page, isn't going to go up anymore. So that's the volume today is 30,040,305. So that's all that's going to be sold today. So I expect this Bitcoin price to jump here in the evening while then there's no more selling from the Grayscale Trust. And we know if the Grayscale Trust is driving this price down like everybody else thinks, I think it's a combination of things. One of it just being bad weather in the Midwest, and the miners are being affected by that. But if they don't sell anymore after 4 p.m., this price should start to rise. Actually, it's gone down just a little bit. It's actually starting to come up just a little bit. But there's going to be no more selling until about 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we should have nothing but whoever around the world is buying Bitcoin is going to be buying Bitcoin, or selling Bitcoin is going to be selling. But we're not going to have the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust affecting the price right now. Now, tomorrow morning, I figured right now there's about they had about 21 million to start off with, 21 billion to start off with. I think they're down to around 10 billion left in this Grayscale Trust. I don't think everybody's going to sell. So I would say this is going to run out sometime this week, this selling from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So sometime this week, we're going to see a big bounce when we quit seeing 30,000 or 30 million, 37 million, 29 million, 36 million, 26 million, 47 million, 56 million. That's a lot of selling going on. That's something I didn't really account for. And the other thing you got to realize too is it takes time for these guys to close their trades. So even though it quit trading at 8 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, it still takes a little bit of time for them to close those trades out. So it may be a few hours, maybe an hour before all the volume comes in and the trading, everything gets settled. Because sometimes these things don't get settled right when you sell them. Like if you go to, I love Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase, whenever you're buying something that's only $500 higher on Coinbase than actually what you're seeing for the price, because they build that into the way they sell they have that spread that they're working with, and of course they kill you on the spread. But the other thing too is you never get the price when you sell it, and it does take a few minutes to close the pretty quickly on Bitcoin right now. But it used to take a little bit of time to close. That's what I was saying on these crypto bubbles. Some of these coins, it's going to take a long time to close the trade. I was going to look at crypto bubbles and see what they're doing. Yeah, it's pretty much everything's down. When you see Hex up and everything, yeah. So it's been pretty. Bitcoin's down 1%. So yeah, when you settle some of these trades, it's going to take a little bit of time. So you got to let all the trades finish out. So today we're done with this is not going to sell anymore today, and it has gone down. Actually, 37 was on yesterday, and today's 37 million yesterday. So we have gone down a little bit. So I would wait for these trades to settle out. Watch this price. I don't think it's going any lower today. In fact, it probably will start bouncing back here. Yeah, it's coming back up a little bit. It's coming up just a little bit. But wait for these trades to settle out. And then also you got to look at what's being purchased. So you got BlackRock ETF. So I don't know how their trades came out today. How many did they bought? But last time I looked, they had bought like 500 million. So, Grayscale selling about $1 billion a day, and BlackRock's buying about $500 million. So and of course, the net effect of it is that the price has been going down. So let me go to the NASDAQ. Look at the Grayscale today. I don't know, what is that symbol for Grayscale Trust? The BlackRock. It has a symbol. I can't remember what the symbol is. It's IBIT. Okay, so we'll just look at IBIT. Go to the composite here. Hold on. See what they're doing today. So here's the Bitcoin or the BlackRock. So you can see what's the volume here on today's trading. Okay, today's volume was 17,197,000. So you had 17,197,000 that was bought, but you had, what are they, about the same price? Or what? There's a 22. You had 30 million sold, and kind of the same price. The grayscale is a little more expensive than this is $22, and then the grayscale was how much? Got all these screens going on here. I should keep the screen up that I had before. Here it is. So we have history. Where's the history at? Oh yeah, this is the one I like right here. So here we go. It is, yeah, we had 30 million sell at 35 bucks. 30 million sold at 35 bucks. And then on BlackRock, we had 17 million purchased at 22 bucks. So you can see the in between there. That's the spread we're working. That's why the net effect of this is it's going down. And that's why we're where we're at today. Most of the reason, but there's other reasons, like I say, weather and other stuff that's killing us right now. So anyway, just keep that in mind. You got to balance these things out. Don't just sit here and listen to all these I'll just go to YouTube. It's crazy the stuff people are saying. I mean, just absolutely insanity. I mean, and I understand most of these people don't understand stock market. They don't understand finances. I mean, I used to be a stockbroker, and I also understand accounting too, because I have an accounting background, accounting degree. So I mean, most of these people I'm listening to on Bitcoin on the internet are just off their rocker, including Jamie Dimon. I think Jamie Dimon, I don't know if Jamie Dimon is making this stuff up or if Jamie Dimon actually believes some of the stuff he's saying. I mean, he's saying some really, it's like almost like listening to Trump. It just doesn't, I mean, it's going like, it's not like I'm, an anti-Trumper or a pro-Trumper. I'm just basically, as far as politics is concerned, I'm apathetic. I don't really care. But I mean, when you listen to the guy, he doesn't make any sense. Jamie Dimon's doing the same thing. So here you get this guy saying Bitcoin bleeding is grayscale dumps. Well, that's partially right. Binance versus, okay, now we're still talking about Binance. But you just get some really stop line. This needs to, so you get these really clickbait stuff. It's just constant clickbait. This guy's pretty funny. This is a guy, his name is Da Vinci. I remember listening to him in 2020 and he was selling his house to buy Bitcoin. And I remember I was sitting there thinking, this guy's crazy to sell his house to buy Bitcoin. You know what? It probably worked out for him. So I always kind of get a kick out of this guy, Da Vinci. And then you got Jamie Dimon. See, this guy's, I don't know who this guy is. It's my financial friend. So he's creating a lot of content, 3 hours. 5 hours, 8 hours. Let's just see what he had to say. The most recent 5 hours, 3 hours. I just want to see what he says.
Like FTX are going to pay out creditors. Some are just moving into IBIT or into some other ETF, some other Bitcoin ETF. Some are just holding for 30 days so they don't have.
Okay, so he's talking about grayscale selling, and watched a little bit of this earlier. He's talking about the fact that FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. This is his beautiful girlfriend. She's just such a lovely. I know. I would really get involved with heavy finance with her, but I shall tell you, wow, she's a real looker. But anyway, there's just a lot of content out there. You have to be careful what you're watching because a lot of this content isn't. See, it's already coming back up. It's 39.6. Yeah, see, it's already starting to pop. It's coming back up. So watch this stuff. I mean, don't listen to the inner YouTubers. Just watch it for yourself because it's pretty transparent online. You can just about Google whatever you want to Google and watch this stuff. You can watch the BlackRock, what they're buying, you're selling. You can see Grayscale, what they're buying, what they're selling. You can go to the hash rate, Bitcoin hash rate, and look at that. So that's why I love Bitcoin. It's so transparent. I mean, if you just want to take a little time to learn this stuff, and I mean, not very much, maybe a few weeks just to sit there and maybe, and what I used to do, I'll tell you how I learned this, a lot of this stuff, because it's outside of my generation. You know, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I didn't know anything about, you know, the internet because I wasn't in there, wasn't available when I was a kid. But yeah, see that the hash rate has really dropped off. But when I was working out at the gymnasium or at the gym, I would get on the treadmill and just watch YouTube videos about cryptocurrencies. And I did it for like a month or two till it finally started clicking in my brain. Everything started gelling. This was 10 years ago. But when it started clicking and gelling in my brain just by watching about 2 hours, an hour worth of YouTube videos about, and then of course we have our own project called Challenged app. If you go to the App Store and just type in Challenge app into the to the Apple App Store, you'll find it. When we built that and did some other stuff, that kind of helped me with what I knew about cryptocurrencies. So this stuff's all transparent. You can look at the hash rate. You can look who's buying, who's selling. You can actually even go to the blockchain if you want. It won't tell you much because you're just going to see those. You're just going to see an address, a Bitcoin. You know, I was thinking of a good analogy for this. The blockchain is literally like the freeway here in Southern California. You go up and down that freeway all day long, and you can see a license plate on someone's car, but you don't know who owns the car. You just see the license plate in the car and you see the direction it's going. That's the way the blockchain works. You've got all these transactions going on. I'll go to the Bitcoin blockchain. You got all these transactions going on, but you don't know Block Explorer. You don't know what's going on. I mean, you don't know what these transactions, let me see if I can get the live transactions. I don't go to this very often because I don't care to watch it. I mean, it's just, here's latest transactions. These are some of the latest transactions. But see, you have how much Bitcoin was involved, but you have this ID right here, this identification number. But you don't know who that is. That's like a license plate on a car. You see it coming up in transactions, but you can't identify that. Right there is the person, but there's no name, there's no address, there's nothing. But and there's the block, but there's the hash. That was 20 seconds ago. Here's all the information about it. Fee was $3.85. But you don't and you can watch the blockchain going on and follow it, but you don't know who the people are. Let me see if I can get a bigger picture of it. So let's see what we had today here. Wow, we had a bunch of transactions. Was that the ETF day? Looks like it. Maybe that was the ETF day. Or is this 24 hours? Oh, that's a long time ago. I looked at the wrong thing. So anyway, here we got the blockchain going on right now. Right here's it looks like it's live right here. Unconfirmed BTC transactions. So they're coming through. There's the hash. Today's the date. This is the time. So this is like going down the freeway and looking at someone's license plate. You can see what's going on, where it's going, but you don't know who it is. You can see, oh, there's $61,000, 48,000. See, these are pretty good figures. You can see some of these things are just minor transactions. But we look at some of the bigger transactions. There's a $50,000 transaction. So you can sit here and literally watch these transactions come through. I mean, that's transparency. That's why they want to go to the Bitcoin. That's why they want to go to the blockchain, because this stuff is all online, all transparent. But you don't know who it is, so it's all very interesting. So let's see if I have any comments. Anybody wants to say anything? See if the Bitcoin price is coming back up. Yeah, it's coming back up a little bit. Okay, let's see. Okie dokie. I got somebody from Germany. Wow, that's nice. M. Kuhn, greetings from Germany. Thank you very much. I have the Irish in the background, but I'm half German. My mom was Irish, my dad was German. Long time ago. I didn't ever know anything about that history of my family, but all I knew is they came from Germany. They came from Germany and Ireland. That's all I knew. So it's nice to hear from Germany. Sprechen die Deutsch. I used to speak. When I was a kid, my grandmother spoke mainly German. It's funny because when I was a kid, my grandmother spoke mainly German. She didn't speak English. She spoke English well enough. She grew up in America. She was born in America, Windsor, Colorado, actually. But when she really, I think they spoke a lot of German at her home. When her home, they spoke both. They were bilingual. They spoke German and English. And my grandmother would get in arguments with her sister, and I'd be a little kid, and they'd be on the phone arguing. And just about the time it would get really good, when they were really starting to swear at each other, my grandmother would start speaking German because she didn't want me to hear what she was saying, because she knew she was going to say a bunch of bad words. So she'd start speaking in German. So I'm sitting there listening to her and going, and I'm picking up a few words, in German that I could kind of pick out here and there. And it was kind of funny because, when she got pissed, man, she started speaking in German, because that was a way for her to say whatever she wanted to say without anybody else knowing what she was saying. Only her sister knew what she was saying. So that was kind of funny. So salutes. And I got somebody, Viz. How's it going, Viz? Yes, thank you very much. Salutes. You can't. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So if I don't have any other comments, I'm going to sign off. I have a few comments, got a few people watching. I appreciate you watching. I will try to intersect. I will try to interact with the people with what information I have and give you my take on it. I have no agenda here. I'm not selling anything. I'm never going to sell anything off this website. I'm never going to ask you to subscribe and like everybody does that. Some of these people, they take the first 10 minutes of the video to tell you to subscribe and like, and then they got to tell you about their trading platform. They got to tell you about their VPN, and they got to tell you about. Who wants to hear that stuff? I don't want to hear it. I come online to find out what's going on with Bitcoin, not to listen to a sales pitch. Now we have where you can do a premium YouTube and you don't have to watch the ads. The people now are just embedding the ads into their content. I'll be really, really, really interested in a video and it's going in a good direction. All of a sudden now it'll stop and I'll have to watch a 3 or 4 minute video or commercial about some gaming platform that I don't really care about. I'm not a gamer. I don't want to listen to especially with history. I'll be watching some really good channel about tanks, and it'll be World War II tanks. I'm really into it. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the video, there'll be 5 minutes of some tank warfare video commercial. And subscribe to Tank Warfare and get a free trial for 90 days. And I hate that stuff. It just interrupts the video, and it just makes it uninteresting for me. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting from Germany. That's nice to hear from people from another. That's the beauty about Bitcoin, is we have a worldwide audience here that's all interested in Bitcoin, and it will be more so in the future as we go on. You think people like Argentina are looking at Bitcoin? We already have El Salvador and other countries around the world. They will start looking to Bitcoin as a solution for a currency, for their currencies that aren't doing well. And this is going to be another thing. There's so many things to be excited about with Bitcoin. It's just incredible. You can't even think about all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to refresh. But yeah, we're up to 39,727, so we're going up. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Hopefully it's over 40,000 pretty quick. Don't get frightened off yet. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.